Life throws us curveballs, moments when we need to gather, remember, and say goodbye. It's during these times that Casey Family Options Funerals and Cremations stands with you.
They offer a wide range of affordable options, from traditional funerals to modern celebrations of life. No matter your family's wishes, they can create a meaningful tribute without breaking the bank.
But here's the thing, affordability does not mean they cut corners. At Casey Family Options, they believe every life deserves a beautiful send-off.
So when life throws you a curveball, remember you're not alone. Casey Family Options Funeral and Cremations, affordable care with endless compassion.
Visit them online at CaseyFamilyOptions.com or call today for a free consultation, 262-653-0667. Hey, Jason, want to help me move this weekend?
Ugh.
Hey, don't be that guy.
Your friends do not want to spend all day lugging your crap around for a few beers and pizza.
When you are looking to relocate, call on About Time Moving Systems. They have over 20 years of trusted 5-star experience.
Find them online at abouttimemoving.com. Your friends and your body will thank you. Donnie, I just love this kitchen table. Where'd you get it?
Thanks, Jason. I picked it up at Vintage Underground, 5817 6th Avenue.
From fine decorative plates to collective beer cans to the toys you loved as a child, there are vintage and unique items everywhere.
Not sure what you're looking for? Stacy will be happy to help you find a perfect gift for someone or just something to treat yourself.
Don't miss their expanded space to the north full of amazing local vendors.
Stop at Vintage Underground in downtown Kenosha today. Sign, sign, everywhere a sign. On this episode of the Ktown Connects podcast, we paint a picture with Dean Tawwater, a Kenosha native known for his handcrafted murals and signs that leave their mark. So JTB, cue that music. Yeah, that's perfect. So welcome to the Ktown Connects podcast. I am one of your hosts, Donnie, and I am here with the handsomest man alive.
Except for you and those sideburns. I mean,
You're
come
right,
on.
exactly.
Look at
You're
you
right.
and those sideburns.
Well, soon you'll have some.
Yeah.
You're trying to grow them. You're
About
biting,
6 months,
yeah,
right?
He's biting his bottom lip. I'm trying. I'm going to grow them.
I do them downstairs.
I know. I saw.
I'm more into those.
Yes, that's
more
right.
my style.
Well, we are here recording. Well, we didn't even get your intro. Who are you?
I said I was Jason at the beginning.
Jason who, though?
We said at the beginning.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, edit this whole beginning out. This is horrible.
You're doing great, Donnie.
You are doing perfect. Where are we at today, Jason?
We are at the A Plus Mobility Recording Studio right in downtown Kenosha.
Wow, yes, we are.
Donnie, did you know that A Plus Mobility is the area's newest mobility and home medical equipment provider?
I did know that, Jason.
You did, because you're a smart guy, Donnie, and you know that A Plus Mobility is dedicated to helping you and your loved ones find the best solutions. And with Ashley Knight's expert guidance, you'll feel very confident in every choice.
That's A Plus Mobility, located at 2324 18th Street, and see more at aplusmobilitysolutions.com.
I was getting to it.
I know, but I just love A Plus Mobility so much, I had to get a little bit of that read in, Jason.
Yeah, you
I
had to get
had
something
to.
in there.
I had to.
Okay. I would give a special thanks to Dropping Daisies for that kick-ass theme song.
Boy,
What you think about that song there, Dean?
I was about to ask you who that was, actually.
Our good old friends at Dropping
great.
Daisies, they recorded that. And
Just for us, they did.
yeah, I almost want to play it again.
Very
I
nice.
love it so much.
Yeah, it's a great song.
I almost want to.
Give us a little snip.
You know, after many years, I hear it's still number one in the charts.
Yep, and guess what? It's still number one in all of our hearts.
Amazing.
Yep. Jason, what's brewing today in the A Plus Mobility Ktown Connect studio?
Well, Donnie, for the past few weeks, we've been kind of like on our last legs on beers. We've been missing picking up beers. So today you went and picked up quite a few.
I did.
Got a few 6-packs over there from Public Craft Brewing. And then our guest here today, Mr. Dean Tawwater, he brought gifts, and we love it when our guests bring gifts.
We do love that. Thank you, Dean.
That's great. That's our favorite kind of guests are the ones that bring gifts. And he brought a few 4-packs of different kinds of public craft beer and some other local favorites here.
Yeah, you got the Southport Blonde.
I'm drinking a Sweet Colleen.
And I'm drinking the Light Lager.
Of course you are.
Well, hey, it's a Friday night. We've already done a few shots, so I got to go a little light.
We've done a couple. Did you do 2 over?
We just did one over there at
So
our
it's a
fine
couple,
sponsor.
not a few.
You're right.
Unless we're about to do a few.
We're probably going to.
At the Port of Kenosha Beverage House, right across the street.
Great sponsor of the Ktown Connects podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so go check out Public Brewing Company, located in downtown Kenosha at 628 58th Street. Check out their website right now at publiccraftbrewing.com. And they're also doing tours on Saturday of their brewery.
That's amazing.
It really is. You get 2 free beers.
Wow.
And you get to learn.
Well, you pay for the
Well, yeah,
tour.
of course. But
so not free beers.
2 free beers with
they
the
come with
purchase
that.
of the tour.
So, yeah, you get 2 beers with the tour, and I mean it's reasonably priced.
Sounds
so
like a great time to me.
But they're not giving away free beer. Don't say that.
Anything to get them in there. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe if you get down in the Ktown Connects studios and the A Plus Mobility studios.
We'll give you 2 free beers.
Yeah, we'll give you a beer. But you got to get on the microphone a little bit and talk.
That's right. You got to yap a little bit.
But it's not going to come soon because this is our season finale, Donnie.
Yes, it is our season 6 finale, our 32nd episode of season 6.
We did a lot of episodes this season.
Yeah, we started what, January? Oh boy, this has been a long year.
Yeah, it's been a long 2024.
But we are here. We're going to go out with a bang. We're going out with Dean Tawwater.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great episode.
Local artist, you don't know him, you've definitely seen his work. It's all over town. Mm-hmm. Everywhere you look, you see it.
Yeah, you do. And you can go check out his shop located at 2214 60th Street. Follow him on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And now we're going to dig a little deep and we're going to get to know Dean a little bit.
Don't threaten him now.
I know.
No, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
What's found on me?
Well, we want to know your story, Dean. We want to know your start. So you were born and raised in Kenosha.
Yes.
What side of town were you raised on, Dean?
Southsider.
Southsider, huh?
Yes, most definitely.
All right, so Southside. Are you talking 80th Street, 39th Avenue?
75th
Okay,
and
right
14th.
over there. Okay.
Yep.
Good area over there. I like that. What were some of your hangout spots? You know, when you were a kid, where did you go play baseball?
I didn't play baseball.
No
Not
sports?
into sports. No
Biking?
sports.
Where'd you go ride your
Bicycles. We
bike?
all had bicycles or
And you
skateboards,
just
right?
kinda
So I was actually the guy on the bicycle with the camcorder chasing the skaters.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we got to get you out
But we
here.
went all over our neighborhood, So the tracks, and then old enough to get onto the bike path and go down to Illinois. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So growing up, what was the experience like? Just kind of getting into art because you're an artist. So when did that hit you? Were you young?
Yeah, I was very young. I'd say we always went out on a Friday night for dinner, like growing up, and my mom always had
Where would you go?
we'd hit Marina Gardens quite often.
Nice.
My dad loved the Euros there and stuff, and
Still great Euros.
yeah, so we'd go there pretty often, and there's always those placemats out in front of you, and my mom always had a pen, and she'd give it to me, and
Just start drawing away. Huh?
keep busy while we're waiting, and I'd say that's kind of where it started. So, and then I don't know, I just always colored and just did that. So yeah, it was a great thing. I won that a couple times.
Oh,
and
so you entered a few times.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Always entered the coloring contest. And
Now, were your parents, were they artists or?
my mom was definitely a crafter. She was in the family always like made things,
Okay.
crocheting and
Well, she was a creator,
needlepoint
too,
and all
yeah.
that. Yeah, for sure. So
So a little of that
So
bled
yeah,
over
always
to you.
Yeah, that definitely did. And I did have an uncle who was into drawing and painting and stuff.
Okay.
And that was an influence too, for sure. So he used to actually paint like motorcycles and cars and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know that as much back then. I just knew he drew and stuff, and he encouraged me to do that. But then now I look at pictures, and I knew he messed with cars and stuff. But I
Yeah.
see it, and he did some pretty cool, wild stuff back in the day.
Very cool.
So you look back on there like, okay, so I was influenced by him, and
For
I
sure,
didn't know
I
it
think
at
so.
the time.
Yep, definitely.
That's very good. So you Southside. I want to know about your schooling. Where'd you go to school?
Grevenall
Grevenall.
was my elementary school, my neighborhood I grew up in. Walked to school mostly every day and back home.
Okay.
So that was elementary school, and then I went to Lincoln for junior high, and then Trimper for high school.
Now, do you remember taking art classes back then, and you
Oh, yeah.
enjoyed it
huge,
then?
yeah,
Like you could just tell that you, like this is a passion of mine.
Once I hit junior high for sure, and had the art teachers there, and super encouraging and really good.
Is that
Support.
is that the moment when you realize like, wow, I am good at this. This could be something.
Yeah, most definitely.
And then you
Yeah.
were like, am I going to go through with this, or am I going?
No, it kind of was like no question really. I was just like, yep, this is me. This is who I am, and this is what I'm doing, and pushing it. And so yeah, that's definitely my background is more fine art. So
Okay.
I was definitely like, once I got into high school, I was doing more figurative and portraiture type stuff, or searching into that. That was the beginnings, and then that's kind of where it started.
So who were some of your influences back then when you were just kind of getting into it? I know you said your mom would always, when you
Or
were
even like
little,
local,
but
like teachers and things like that.
Yeah, well, teachers at Lincoln, I had Mark Gray was my art teacher at Lincoln all 3 years, and he was huge, and he was a really good supporter and big influence. And at Trimper, I had Miss Frank. I think it was Debbie Frank, I believe, and then Nicolay Teagarden. I also had Teagarden for the last couple of years.
Cool.
So,
Tell us about your first job.
first job. Well, I always kind of did paper route and.
Yeah, your first real job.
Yeah, first real job was at the Spot. So I'm
good old
definitely
Spot.
I'm
The
Southsider whole, you know.
Oh, you lived right there, right?
Yeah, I lived there. I could walk there. So I got that probably when I was 13, I think.
Were you a car hop?
No.
no. Cook? You're a cook?
With this beard? No, I was a stock boy.
Okay.
So with a couple of friends, and they got jobs there too. We all did. My parents were like, "Hey, you're gonna want a car when you're 16. You need to get a job." And it was
Yeah?
like, I think I was 13, probably. I don't know. I had to get a worker's permit and everything. So it was
Okay.
maybe 12. I don't know.
Wow.
I was pretty young.
Oh, okay.
So, but then a couple of my friends got jobs there too, and then we were all the stock
Oh, so
boys.
fun
And then,
times.
Yeah,
then,
so it was
right?
like, hey, I'm hanging out with my friends,
Yeah.
and we're working, and we're making money, and yeah, it was cool.
What were you spending your money on back then when you were making these checks?
I saved a lot because I listened to my parents. Like, you're gonna want a car when you're 16.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
we're not buying it for you. So
you're
they're
smart
like,
and put
you
that
need to
away, huh?
Save,
Okay.
and so yeah, I did.
What was your
So
first car then you bought?
69 Cutlass.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. All right.
It was a 4-door, but my dad found it, and he's like, "Hey, it's only $1,000."
Oh,
But
yeah.
but it's still $1,000 back when, I mean, that
Right.
was 93, 92.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Like,
93.
back in the day when you could find a car for $1,000.
Yeah.
What a time to be
it was
alive.
great. It was an avocado green,
Oh, I love that.
black
already.
vinyl top. It was a 4-door though, but which is still perfect for a high schooler because
Yeah.
you can fit everybody.
Fit all your buddies
in,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can fit like 10 people in that car.
Yeah.
So, and it still had a 350 rocket in it.
Wow. I don't know what that means.
It would get up and go.
Oh, okay.
How long were you at the Spot then?
Probably like 3 years almost. Because I started when I was probably 13, and I worked there all the way until I had a car. So
Wow.
I worked. So I was working there when it was just the South Side, and then they opened the North Side.
one.
I was there when the Taj Mahal was made.
Wow. Now, respect to Rocket Car Wash. Is that what it is now, right?
That was
That
spot
Rocket
was-
Optical downtown?
that North Side spot was the Taj Mahal of a spot, though. It had this amazing basement that, like,
Oh, because it was a brand new building. So it
oh
was
yeah, and one was made to like do what they do.
Yeah.
because like I mean, I was working at the South Side when we had to make root beer in the bag in this crazy tight space and these like this giant tank, you know, and like 13-year-old kids carrying these 50-pound bags of sugar, like pouring them into this 100-gallon tank, and
Wow.
there was a few messes made.
like, oh, I bet.
yeah,
I
there
bet.
was some. I'm surprised that was left to 13.
I bet you it was really different, the old building from the 40s or 50s where it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah,
So that-
I mean, yeah, and then they built that place, and it was like,
yeah.
it was
I
a
wanna
Taj
work
Mahal.
there, yeah,
Well, and I
that's-
did
yeah.
for a while, and then yeah,
Okay.
it was crazy.
Did you have any ideas of what you wanted to do when you grew up besides art?
No, not really. I just kind of just went with the flow, and whatever found me, I kind of did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, after the spot, I kind of just fell into different things here and there. And
Like what?
I think I worked at a grocery store for a while.
Which
high
one?
School. Worked at Pick and Save.
Pick and Save.
was,
75th Street up there?
Yep.
I worked there for like a week. I fucking hated it.
You did?
I
I didn't
quit.
mind it.
I worked there for a while.
But it was kind of funny. The same friends kind of followed me there too. So like a group of us all worked in the produce section, and then we were like produce guys.
Now we're here now.
It was kind of weird. We just kind of like moved around like a little bit for a while, but then I got into serving. I used to work at I worked out at the Dairyland for a while.
Oh,
that was
okay.
interesting.
Dog track?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was a runner. For
R.I.P.
food.
to that place.
You used to run the dogs?
No, runner for food.
Oh, for food. Okay.
So like
Thought they had
people
you
would
run
go
a track or something.
No, well they call you runners because like that whole front thing was this giant tiered system of tables.
Yeah.
And then people, so they just had waiters that would go out, or servers, or no, they weren't servers because they would just go out, take an order, and then they had us runners would grab all the food and bring it to them.
Okay.
So, but it was like, that was a big place to
Lot of
carry
space.
like,
Yeah.
6 steaks or
Yeah.
whatever.
Did you start working there kind of right when they opened, or were you...
Probably, I don't know. That was probably 94-ish,
Okay.
I guess, or something.
Around that
So,
time when
I don't know.
it was new and fresh kind
Was
of
it?
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
pretty busy back then? There.
Yeah, it was a decent job. I mean that's kind of the next little thing I did.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So,
You had your car to drive out there?
Yeah. yeah.
So then you're finishing up high school, and then what are your plans after high school?
Well, during high school, I was taking like classes up at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design. Even in high school, like doing other art classes up there, and then I just transitioned over to like I got a couple scholarships and things, and went up to Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design for a little bit.
They let you take classes already when you were already in high school then?
Yeah, there was figure drawing. That's when I
Okay.
got into figure drawing, was in high school, and then there was a figure drawing group that would meet in Kenosha that I would do, and then I was doing the one up in Milwaukee
Wow.
also, like a class and stuff, and then there was groups
Oh,
too.
cool.
So yeah, I was encouraged. I was pushed to do that, and
Yeah.
it was great because I definitely super dove into it, and I really love figure drawing. I think it's amazing. I think it's great for anybody who's into art, who wants to draw or learn about like just drawing. I love the human form and just portraiture and figurative stuff is just great. I love it. I love drawing people.
Now, when you're kind of transitioning to a career in art from high school and all that, how did family?
Well, it wasn't a career because I definitely couldn't. I mean, it was just
Well,
a thing you would hope for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted that. You wanted that. So
Yeah.
you're kind of like, this is what I'm going for. How did that play off with friends and family? Like, oh, okay, he's gonna be an artist, or what is he gonna
No,
do?
most definitely. I was a little different back then, for sure. I mean, I
You don't
don't know
say.
if I'm different now, but I was definitely different back then. I definitely stuck out, and I didn't try to fit in. And it was definitely like, oh yeah, this is definitely what he's gonna do.
Right.
Like he's not gonna.
Like everybody knew you were talented,
Yeah, it was
and
kind of
this
expected.
is what it's
Yeah.
gonna.
Well, not expected.
Well, but
like,
art
it
can
wasn't
be-
surprised.
Art can be, a great hobby for people, but it's very difficult to find a career in that.
It is, yeah.
And back then, I'm sure you didn't have a sign painting business in your mind.
Oh
then,
no,
did you?
not at all, not at all.
So, what kind of career in art were you kind of seeking then when you
I didn't
out of
know.
high school?
I didn't know. I was like, well,
Whatever
I
you
didn't
get,
even
kind of
know.
thing?
Yeah, I was kind of like, well, you didn't even know. I was
Yeah.
like, well, and that's why I didn't last at Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design either. I went there only for a semester.
Okay.
So I just went there for a semester right after high school.
And you're like, yeah.
Well, no, because I went there, and I mean, I had a little bit of help to pay for that first semester. But then, I mean, my parents, they were like, they helped with the little bit that I couldn't do that little
Right.
bit. But then they were like, you're on your own,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got- if
And then I was looking at these loans, and I'm like, dude, they're
Oh, you're fucked.
enormous.
Right.
They're enormous. And I was 18, and I'm like, I got to do this myself. And I'm like, dude, and then they were teaching me stuff that I learned in junior high.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
This ain't worth
what's
it.
the point?
Right.
I'm like, what the heck, really? But I didn't, I mean, that was me 18. I didn't understand the whole dynamic of
Right.
the whole school. I mean, they should have explained that a little bit better to like this 18-year-old that like,
Yeah.
it's, everybody doesn't come in with the same thing. And
True.
I was like, hey, I had to be, like have a portfolio and show you I, am worthy of this place and all this. And I'm like, all you're doing is showing me stuff I already know. Why am I paying for all this? You know, why do I need to get these gigantic, enormous like loans? I mean, it was a lot of money. And
Yeah.
I was like,
And like you said, you're
so
18.
I said, and I was like, see ya.
yeah,
Fuck this
bye.
shit. Yeah, and I was like, no, I'm gonna buy a VW bus and travel the country.
Oh, okay, that was the next question. So how did that happen? You were like, okay, I can't pay. I don't want to pay for this. This is not worth it. So then, how did you come to the decision to buy and travel? Just go.
It just happened. Yeah, there was one in the
just living
backyard.
life, right?
And, yeah, my dad was like, hey, I just saw this bus. And I'm like, hey, I could afford that. And I bought a $1,000 bus and then started doing that and got a job down here and
Wow.
worked at Paelli's Bakery.
Okay.
Delivery driver, learned how to drive stick there. And then I bought the bus, didn't even know how to drive it because it was a stick, you know. Like.
Wow.
And then worked here for a couple of years with Paelli's and then just was like, all right,
I'm
it's
outta
time
here.
to go. And
Bye.
I got the bus just right. And then I was like, then traveled.
How did you finance your travels? How did you finance your travels?
I saved up. It was Paelli's.
Wow.
So yeah, I saved up for 2 years.
Just working, saving. Hey, I'm going. I'm
Well,
leaving.
it was a pretty decent job back then too. Like, I mean, yeah.
So you were
See
on
where
it.
we like.
you
We're on
were
a mission to find where to set some roots.
What
See,
kind
I
of cell
like
phone
that.
did you have at the time?
There was no. Oh, I had a bag phone.
Okay, for emergency
So I
kind
was
of
pretty
use.
fancy because I did have a bag phone.
That's nice. Yeah.
I was pretty fancy because I did have a Radio Shack bag phone.
Wow.
Yeah, but it probably cost like
Yeah,
I don't
$5
know,
a minute or something.
yeah, something like that. But it was like an emergency, you know, like if I had to call
Emergencies.
AAA, right?
Yeah,
Because I'd been in middle of nowhere in that bus and broken down and was like, hey, I needed a tow or
Yeah, I was
something.
gonna say,
I'm like,
tell us a disaster story.
You had to
from
rely
this
on
trip.
maps and things
Actually,
like that.
I hadn't actually the whole trip. There was like hardly no. I never had any problems. I took one trip before all that, and I learned a lot of lessons
Okay.
about having good tires, mostly. And then after that, it was like things happen, and
Dean, I'll give you that. That's amazing that you took that trip. I love it. I always wanted to do something like that, and you did it.
yeah, I'm very happy that I did it. And then the time that I did it and when I did it too, it was pretty amazing. So
So you're
it's
doing
been about 3 months out there.
Wow. Okay. So the trip's done. Then what's going on in your life at this moment?
Well, I moved to Colorado. I lived out there. For a
Oh,
while.
okay. So did you stop there on the trip? It was at the end destination,
Yeah, state
or
of Boulder is where
Okay.
I kind of set some roots down a little bit for a little while.
and why did you pick that?
Just the bus really didn't want to go over the mountains.
So how long did you stay there for?
I stayed there for probably like half a year about.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And then we ended up coming back here.
And you came back. When you were there, did you get a job there and kind of just
Yeah, I was working
Part of the
landscaping-
community? Oh, okay.
landscaping, So
okay? And then you're like, okay. Then you're just like, oh, let's go back. Is that how it happened? Or?
yeah, it was like we didn't like find really great jobs or anything, and then it was just like you miss home and the lake, and because you're high desert, it's
Right.
dry, and the mountains are beautiful, but
Yeah, I hope the same every
where's
day.
the water? You know,
Yeah.
like that's one thing about growing in this amazing lake. You know, like this
Yeah,
is
it's
an amazing
beautiful.
place.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Well, when did you go to Hawaii? Can we fast forward to
Yeah.
that?
So I went there in between that I moved so I came back here. Like I'll just kind of
Yeah,
do
yeah,
a little
yeah.
quick thing through there. Like I came back here, missed the mountains. I was like, God. So where's the perfect place? I was like, well, there's a place in Oregon called Eugene that's like, oh, there's close to the ocean and it's in the mountains. I was like, oh, I'll move there.
Yeah.
Moved there for a little bit. Didn't work out. It's too far from all of it. And it's very hard to get a job, very poor. Like, it was very hard. It didn't work out. And then went back to Colorado and then lived there for quite a while, actually. And then divorced and then moved back to Hawaii. Or moved out to had the offer to move out to Hawaii.
Wow.
And then I was
How's
like,
an offer to move to Hawaii come up?
I had really good friends that I met, and because I moved back to when I was living, I moved back to Colorado. I was living there for about 4 years, and then met some really good guys that I
Okay.
ended up working with and became like best friends with that were from Hawaii,
Oh,
from the Big
okay.
Island.
Wow.
And like after I got divorced and stuff, they one of them was back on the Big Island, back
Yeah.
home, and he was like, "Hey, I'm
They're
going back
calling
to
you and saying, "Hey,
school,"
what?"
and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I don't know what I'm doing right now." I was kind of popping around Colorado. I was living in Fort Collins at the time, and he's like, "Hey, my nephew's coming out here to go back to school or go to school, and you should come too. We'll all get a place. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
Why
if a buddy
not?
tells you to come to Hawaii, you go to Hawaii, yeah?
Yeah, so I went out there, and that was a great experience. It was cool. It did only last like just under a year, but I mean, it could have lasted longer. But I was like, still.
Hey, but you were there.
But I missed here. Actually, it was weird. I hadn't been back. I always came back home, like no matter where I was at, like at least once or twice.
Were you able to really dive into your arts at these locations, or was that kind of restricted?
Yeah, so I've gone through definitely like periods where I lost my art a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That period, I definitely was starting to find it back because I was going through kind of a rough time and stuff, and so I started figure drawing again, which was really good, and that's definitely who I am.
Yeah,
but I definitely have gone through like cycles where I lose it.
Well, sometimes you're just too busy paying the bills and things like that, and surviving.
And then all of a sudden I lose it, and then I do it again, and I'm like, oh my goodness,
there it is.
This is who I am, really. Like, and I'm like, it's like I forget who I am sometimes.
All right. Well, I think it's time to take our first break, and we'll come back and find out when Dean returned to Kenosha and how he got into the signs.
Yeah.
Signs. Everywhere there's signs, Donnie.
There we are. I can't wait to get back from this break.
Woohoo. Don't touch that dial.
One bad day can lead to many more when the law becomes involved.
And if your one bad day leads to the need for experienced representation, call on the law offices of Frank J. Parise.
Parise is more than just a local rock star. This born and raised Kenosian specializes in misdemeanors, felonies, DUIs, drug charges, domestic violence, and juvenile law.
Save this number in your phone now, 262-656-9906. You never know when you might need Frank Parise. He is here to help you. Hey, where you going?
I'm getting down to Frank's Diner. They're only open for breakfast and lunch, so I gotta hurry.
Whoa, what do they got down there?
Amazing food! They have their world-famous garbage plates, but so much more. Fantastic homemade French toast, delicious sandwiches for lunch, and be sure to check out their daily specials. They're always coming up with something new and different.
That's Frank's Diner, located in downtown Kenosha at 508 58th Street.
And we're back from that break. And we're the Ktown Connects podcast, and we're here with Dean Tawwater from Tawwater Sign Company, located at 2214 60th Street, TawwaterSignsCo.com. Give him a call at 262-995-5156. Find him on Facebook and Instagram and see all the great work that he does. But now we're back. We're back with you, Dean, and we want to get to know all the art, all the signs, everything that you're doing to help out the community.
What brought you back to Kenosha to stay?
The lake.
The lake, huh?
Yeah, the lake's definitely a big thing.
Because you hopped around the country a little bit, you did your tour, you did a little visit, stuff like that, but then you came back to Kenosha.
Kenosha, I don't know, it just draws you back. I don't know. It just does. I don't know. But I think it's the lake.
And what year did you come back here? Like, and you stayed?
I don't know. Well, we were just talking. I think it was about 18 years ago.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Did the math. I don't know.
It was like, I got to see that lake. This is a great town.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was in Hawaii, so I had a giant lake, which is the Pacific Ocean.
Wait, you chose Kenosha over Hawaii?
So it was really family. I'd miss my mom and everything. Okay. So that was definitely the draw to come back. Because, like, it's hard. That's like 10-hour flight, 5 days straight, which is hard to get, and so I was kind of like, being in the middle of the Pacific's awesome, but. So
when you came back to Kenosha, what did you do for work first?
First job I got was actually at a sign company.
Oh, wow.
So I worked at Creative Designs when I still help them out, or Scott Shumway over at Creative Designs. I still help them out, but I got a job there pretty quick right off the bat. Besides Frank's Diner. I worked at Frank's Diner for a while.
Oh, Kevin was your boss, or was this before Kevin?
The girls. I had the girls, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I've always been going to the diner since high school. So
you're back in Kenosha, you're working at Frank's Diner, and you're working at the sign company. Are you exploring your other personal art endeavors?
I was more, back then, I was not a sign painter. Well, I mean, I worked at a sign shop, but it was...
But you were doing your own thing.
It was to support my art habit, is what it was. And I was trying to be a portraiture, figurative artist. Okay. So, or fine art.
Did you get in any shows or anything then back then in Kenosha?
No, I did get into shows. I made my own shows. So,
Oh, tell us about that.
well, I always did the Friday the 13th shows.
Ah, yes.
So every Friday the 13th, I would have a show, and I would invite other artists in to portray, and then bands and stuff.
Let's back up just a little bit. 'Cause, Dean, you've had like this history of having these kind of like these hookups in these like cool old buildings in Racine, the old clock tower building. You had that. You were in the 63rd Street building over there, the Griskoviak owned building, big, huge building there. You're in the Javelin building now. How do you get this hookup on these like cool buildings? What's that?
They just come to me. I don't know. I'm just.
It just happens.
They just happen. Like, yeah, it just happened.
Okay.
Like, I just like the clock tower building. I was going to Parkside. I moved back here from Hawaii. Started going to school at Parkside, and then just was like looking for a studio space. Was like I was kind of older than most kids that were going to school at Parkside, and,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Been there.
but I need to. I finally decided I was going to be an artist, and I'm like, well, I need a studio.
Yeah.
So and I found a studio space, and then I invited other people I was like going to school with. I was like, no, we can do this, so we can. So I just figured it out, and I was like, hey, we can split rent and then do this, and then we should have parties, and then I was like, then we'll invite other artists to like display stuff, then we'll have bands, and then we can like kind of help. So I mean, I used to have like there was a stint when I had my studio on 63rd and 22nd where I was having a group come in twice a week for figure drawing.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of it was people who didn't ever draw before.
Yeah.
But we were able to support paying a model, and
Everyone chips in a few bucks for the model and kind of wow.
and just hang out, and then a lot of the models too had never done it, but had always wanted to. So it was kind of
Give them a chance to
it was
kind
a
of
great-
try things.
It was a really cool, It
Hmm.
was a cool thing.
So how did you get started with your own storefront?
So I moved into the storefront on 60th Street about 6 years ago.
Okay.
So,
You're
but
just working hard, making
Yeah.
your art, making signs.
that was
like-
a big jump, though.
Yeah, it had to be. I mean,
Yeah, because I was in a basement before.
Yeah.
Like super low rent. But it was 3 flights of stairs carrying like these ladders and all this stuff, and I was like, ugh. And then the storefront became available, but it was like kind of almost, it was quite a bit jump for rent. So
Oh, I bet.
But I just did it. And I was like, oh. But it's been great.
It's
been
been
great.
working out for
no,
you.
it's huge. Yeah, I mean that's a great location. I think I love being uptown. I've always been uptown. I kind of don't ever see me not being uptown. I love uptown.
all right, Dean, what was the first sign that you got paid to make for a business in Kenosha?
Would that be for
yourself.
or myself?
Yeah. Where your artwork's
I'm
being
trying to
bought and
think.
displayed?
I'd say probably. I think it was Kaiser's maybe.
Oh, okay.
So the one Kaiser's was one of the first ones to approach me.
That back wall back there?
Yeah, the back wall.
Okay, with the big finger kind
So
of thing?
the the north side.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was actually the lady and the pizza thing was the first thing.
Oh, you did that one?
I think I did. So what it was I think I did their sign out at the Kingfish,
Oh,
and then they were like, "Oh, hey."
come on in here and do this.
So that's been a huge thing for me. It was actually the Kingfish.
What'd you do there? Just do advertising signs kind of thing?
They were looking. They had hand painted work there, and they
Okay.
approached me when they found out that I did hand painted work. They were like, "Oh, there's a local guy that does it,"
That's
and
awesome.
then they had me do some stuff out there, and then that's how I got attached with
Got the ball rolling a little bit
Yeah,
there?
and it did. It was great. Yeah, because they were, and then I've done a lot of work with like the Northwoods Wheat League and everything.
Okay. Very cool. Very
I
cool.
love that.
That was
I
a
love it.
huge burst for me to start my business.
A nice break, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is it. It's happening here now. Everything is going to happen for me.
It's taken 11, 12 years, but yeah.
Hey, but I mean-
that was like kind of a start for sure.
Right, yeah.
That was a big start.
When you're making these signs for businesses, do you sit down and talk to them and get their ideas of what they want, and then you also give, I think this, it's kind of a back and forth. How does that process work, and how long does that take?
As long as they want it to take. That sit down is a very important thing to me. I'd much rather you call me and talk to me than
To make a sign for me.
email and text and all that. Like I'm like, no, I'm a come down. Let's check it all out. Let's talk about what your vision is for your place, like what your feel is. Like I don't work on the computer at all. I'm more of a hand drawing kind of person, but I work with a graphic designer that's very good at what she does. And so like I combine that too with her.
Give her a shout out. Who's that?
Yeah, that's Megan Jervis with Megan Jervis Design.
Okay.
She's local.
Cool.
She's super amazing at what she does. She does amazing branding. I think that's a huge thing that people don't like get at the beginning of a business sometimes. Like the branding is huge.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot
Very
of
big. It's very big. And like what Megan can do is amazing. Like I love what just the comprehensive thing that she can do for somebody, and then how easy it makes me to make a sign off of that.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's a great combination and collaboration I have with her. Like she's my go-to for sure.
Good tag team partner, right? I
No,
mean, that's
most
how it
definitely.
works,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, in a way, I feel like you have a lot of responsibility coming up with these signs, logos for businesses, because you're responsible for them making money as well as you're branding them. Do you ever feel the toughness of the pressure of coming up with something?
Well, a lot of times they already have it, so I'm just trying to.
Or they're approving it. Yeah, they're kind of.
Yeah. So a lot of times they have like their logo already, and I'm just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
So or make it more hand done because that's what I do.
Now,
But when we do create new ones, like I said, like we do this comprehensive thing with it. So
Now we can see your work all over the town. Like you did the Penguins mural behind Bjorn's, Frank's
Beautiful.
Diner, Eastview Coffee, Sandy's Popper, Ville de Carlo. What'd you do there?
I did their hours thing.
Okay.
That's kind of prominent. Left of their door. When you walk in.
Okay.
That was a remake of something they already had,
right.
but it's like a hand-painted version. And then I also did the murals that are in the inside.
Those are beautiful. I love
That was
those.
during the pandemic,
Yep.
and that was a huge help.
Very cool.
That was a huge help. Yeah,
You did a
'Cause it was
rustic.
slow
Yeah.
time, and I think I may have something coming up here soon this year when they do their shutdown. We might do something on the north wall.
Oh, I am excited for this. A little spoiler alert. I like it.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You've done all these other places: Rustic Road, House Nutrition, Equinox, Jack Andrea's, and even more. Are you worried about running out of local places?
No, I think there's always new places opening up.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel so lucky that Kenosha has embraced me so much.
Yeah.
Well, you
They
do
have.
great work.
They've hugely embraced me. They've totally created my business. I'm able to I still help out with another sign shop in town, but I do what he does and stuff. But I've been able to create my own thing and basically do it the last few years.
Yeah, that's great.
Really, I've really been embraced by it.
So I asked you
really
this, Dean. You've done some great work. You were involved with Erin Merritt, former guest of the Ktown Connects podcast and owner of Modern Apothecary. She had her original spot over here on 50th and 7th and moved downtown to, 57th and 6th. You did work in both places. The former place up here was painted over. You did a great mural, like a faded-looking mural on the north wall, and now it's gone. Does that hurt? How do you feel about it?
No, not at all. I don't heard about that at all. It's fine. I mean, I painted over old, really historic signs. I felt like that were there when it was the old Park Liquor.
Yeah, yeah,
When I painted over the old Park Liquor, they were like, "What are you doing?
yeah.
Like, you're painting over history."
Yeah.
But you
You
kind
know,
of
so like
you kind of left some of it there though, and you didn't.
I did on the first one, or on the north side.
Yeah, okay.
I did try to leave the old style sign.
Yeah, you can kind of see it's still
I
there.
did
You kind of
do
did
that,
over top it.
But like the south side, we painted completely over.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
was the Park Liquor.
Oh, that on the bottom there. Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it called Park Liquor?
Yep, Park Liquors,
That
yeah,
was a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Some people didn't like that.
Well, and now it's painted because you had those nice murals you painted on that south wall there
Yeah.
too. That was I
And
forgot
they
about those.
lasted.
Yeah.
So that's my big thing is permanence.
Mm-hmm.
Is like using like the best quality like material that I can like find,
Mm-hmm.
and then making things last as long as possible.
Yeah.
And then and standing behind it too. Like that's huge. That is huge. That was like most prominent for me to like when I'm doing something for somebody.
Yeah. You know, you're
Because I
doing
totally
quality
understand
work.
that as I'm like totally stand behind it, and I totally want it to last as long as possible. Everybody kind of thinks, I think what I do is extremely expensive, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. I do definitely try to make it affordable for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I know how it is being a small business
Right.
person and trying to, but like I mean, if you have a vision and what I do is part of your vision, like I try to make it work. Like we can find a way to make it work. Especially, I mean, I'm community based and
That's right. Well, get a hold of Dean to do your signs, your murals, everything. I mean, you're doing fantastic. Kenosha loves you. You're all over the place.
That's Dean Tawwater of Tawwater Sign Company, located at 2214 60th Street in Uptown Kenosha. You can find that website at tawwatersignco.com. There's a link right down there in our notes. Make sure you follow him on Facebook and Instagram. And with that, I think it's time we take our second break, and we'll be right back to wrap things up here with Dean Tawwater of Tawwater Sign Company.
Let's do it.
Whether you are buying, selling, or just curious about the local market, Shannon Franklin of Remax Newport Elite would love to offer her support and service.
Shannon knows Kenosha both as an agent and can help you find exactly what you're looking for.
Find her realtor webpage at remax.com or give her a call at 262-960-5182 to begin your real estate journey. Looking for that perfect gift?
Contact Aaron Hunzinger of AH Did It for a fabulous one-of-a-kind creation.
Aaron specializes in metal, canvas, leather, and wood to bring amazing works of art to life.
Contact him now by finding him on Facebook at AH Did It. That's all one word. AH Did It. And now it's time for a Kenosha Connects. And Kenosha Connects is brought to you this week by Union Park Tavern.
For great food, fantastic drinks, live music, and a welcoming vibe, head to Union Park Tavern and enjoy their famous Friday fish fry, weekend brunch, and live music throughout the week. Union Park Tavern, 4520 8th Avenue, is Kenosha's go-to spot.
It really is.
Get down
most
there.
definitely.
Angie and Ben do such a great job there.
They're my neighborhood tavern.
I love
live
that
2 blocks
place.
from them. So
Oh, nice.
we're there all the time. And my son's played at the. He's 11, and he's played at the Irish Folk Jam multiple years.
Oh,
now that's
times.
great.
It's super cool. Super cool.
We'd like to congratulate Ben on his new win at this as
Yes.
the 65th District Assemblyman.
Yes, congratulations, Ben.
You won the election.
So proud.
Ben DeSchmidt, a former guest on the Ktown Connects podcast.
2 times he's been on the show.
We're going to say that about everybody eventually.
Yeah.
Every person from Kenosha will be like, so-and-so, former guest on the Ktown.
I felt very proud taking his sign out of my front yard the other day.
Yeah, okay.
I wanted to keep it up. Dean, are you ready for these Kenosha Connects questions?
I don't know, maybe.
You are ready. What was the last great meal you had in Kenosha?
Yeah, I'm thinking, sorry. Well, I just had the spot. It was amazing. Sorry.
That
I
counts.
should have, I just had that, this afternoon. And it was amazing.
That was your last great
Always.
meal?
It's like the go-to.
What is your go-to at the spot?
Well, double cheeseburger.
Nice.
Yeah, double cheeseburger. My I was just called my Morrison. My son. He's a hamburger guy. He has a double hamburger now.
Oh, not cheese, huh?
He's worked up to the double hammer. He's like, I want a double patty because he's 11.
Wow. I
And
like
he
that.
devours that.
Hey, growing man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Daughter's a cheeseburger, pickles, ketchup. So
All right, where in Kenosha would you recommend someone going on a first date?
The port?
Oh, I like that.
yeah.
Have a snort at the port on your first date. I like that, Dean.
Good old sponsor of the Ktown Connects podcast.
I probably took my first date over there. I don't know. I asked Bryn some point in time, I guess. I don't know. I might have.
Your lovely wife, right?
Yeah, she's
For
amazing.
those listening, yeah. All right, well, that does it for our Kenosha Connects. And what time is it? Well, we usually we finish that segment usually with the big star of the spot question.
Right.
But I'd skip that one this time.
Yeah, because Dean
is not going to say big star.
No, you love the spot.
If we ask a big
Southsider.
Yeah, so that's why we
Fucking
skip that question.
Yeah,
but
you hate Big Star.
we ask every.
I do. I live on the north side actually now. I still can't. I try. I still eat those cheeseburgers, but I am.
But you
still-
prefer the spot over
I
Big
am
Star. Yeah,
still a Southsider.
you love it. You love it.
Definitely. I miss my north side spot.
Ah, yes. The Taj Mahal.
The hot. Yeah. I miss it.
So what time is it now, Donnie?
Ding, ding, ding. It's trivia time. And trivia is brought to you by the Letter Machine, located at 725 50th Street. It is your one-stop shop for all things customizable. Whether it's uniforms, gifts, accessories, school gear, or office swag, you dream it, they'll print it. Don't feel like customizing? No worries. Head to their online novelty shop at thelettermachine.com for ready-made designs just for you and you and you and you. That's the Lettering Machine.
I'm going to get me a Haydn cheese T-shirt.
You know what?
That sounds amazing.
I want to get myself a Haydn cheese sandwich first.
Yes.
Oh.
That's,
Dean, you ready for some trivia?
yeah.
I'm
terrible.
not. Oh, look, he's got his secret paper out.
Yeah, handwritten today.
You might win.
No, I did. I only beat the mayor, former mayor, Mark from House of Nutrition, and
Are
Sarah
you
from
talking about
Wink.
the mayor?
The former mayor, I beat him at MASH trivia.
For our trivia segment today, Donnie will take on Dean in a 100% legitimate, definitely not skewered, on the level, totally fair trivia game.
Wonderful.
This week's completely random subject, not care to guess one bit, randomizer is classic automobiles in TV and movies.
Well, good thing I love old cars and vintage things.
All right, Donnie, we'll see what you can do. So I'm going to give you
Me too.
a car and a famous car from a TV or movie, and you must name either the movie or the name of the car. I'll take either one.
Oh, okay.
Donnie.
All right, let's see if I can get one right off the bat.
It's a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor.
Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I'm sorry that it's incorrect. That is the Ecto-1 from the Ghostbusters.
God damn it! Why didn't you give me a better fucking... God, fuck you.
Dean, here's yours. It's a stainless steel 1981 DeLorean DMC-12.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Back to the Future.
What? Come on, that was easy.
That was very easy.
Yay!
Thank you, Angie, for yaying.
This is
Way too easy.
This is not catered to you at all. Come on. This is totally fair.
Okay, all right.
Donnie, here's your second question, and then you got this.
Okay.
A 1983 GMC Vandura.
The station wagon from
Vacation?
fuck. God damn it, the Chevy Chase Vacation.
Vacation?
movie.
The family truckster you're talking about? From Vacation. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's wrong.
God damn it. What is it?
It is the A-Team van.
Ah, Jesus, fuck.
All right, question 2 for you, Dean. This is a black, heavily modified 1982 Pontiac Trans Am.
Yeah, Knight Rider? I don't know. Like,
Is that your answer?
Yeah, I guess.
That's right.
Yay!
Hey! Oh, shit. Nice work, Dean. Nice work, Dean.
All right, Donnie, here's your third one
Let's
here.
see let's see what we got here.
You know, I'm going to give you the color, because I haven't given you the color on this, Donnie. So I'm going to give you the color of this one.
Okay.
This is a black and white 1974 Dodge Monaco.
The one from Chips.
Big clue.
Big clue. What?
A big clue in what I said.
What's the clue?
Well, I told you, it's a black and white 1974 Dodge Monaco.
I don't know what that is. 1974. The Shaggin' Wagon from Dumb and Dumber.
It's black and white. What could be black and white?
I'm not that old.
What kind of cars were black and white?
Chips from the movie.
No black and
You're
white.
close, but
Hawaii Five-0.
movie.
A movie. Dukes of Hazzard.
It's like that's the Blues Brothers car.
Ah!
Yes, I was trying to give that one to you. Just be nice.
Well, I don't know my cars. You didn't talk about Johnson rods. I know my Johnson rods.
All right, Dean, you're up 2-0 here. Let's see if you can get the last one, like a perfect score. It's a baby blue 1976 AMC Pacer.
Saturday Night Live show. What was that? What was that fucking movie?
Yeah.
What was that fucking
What is
movie?
it? Yeah. Yeah, you're on it. What is it?
Yeah. That was, I forget what the movie was called.
Was it Wayne
Wayne's
something?
World.
Hey.
No, you got me. You gave it to me.
Did
you
they
gave
have
it to me.
Didn't they have the licorice coming out from the? They had
Yeah.
Did you ever kill a man in the dead of winter?
I had to put the AMC in there, so.
That was my, that was like when I was growing up in high school, too. when
Good
it
old
came
Wayne's
out.
World, yeah. So, Dean, you win a Ktown Connects drink koozie.
There you go, Dean.
Courtesy of the Lettering Machine. That'll keep
for
your
you.
beers nice and cold. So, one more time, thank you so much, Dean, for being here today. That's Tawwater Sign Company. They're located at 2214 60th Street. Find the website, tawwatersignco.com. There's a link right down there in the show notes. Give them a call, 262-995-5156. And follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, Dean, thank you so much for joining us today on the Ktown Connects podcast. We learned so much about you. Thank you so much. You are a true artiste of Kenosha.
Have I been? I don't know what to say.
And we had a good time here at our season finale here. Of,
Yeah, it seems like
Ktown
these
Connects.
season
best?
finales are always so
Yeah.
fun. You had a good time, right, Dean?
I had an amazing time.
Oh, thank you. It was
I love
great.
hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you had
fun.
a great time. So,
We should go over to the port and have a shot.
hey, all you out there, don't
Sounds
forget
good to me.
don't forget to follow the Ktown Connects podcast on all those social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Give us a 5-star thumbs up, whatever you do, and help us spread the word about the hottest podcast in town. And what is that, Donnie?
It's the Ktown Connects podcast. And don't forget about Patreon.
Oh yeah, this episode is brought to you by our subscriber of the week, and that is
shaking. All of a sudden.
that is Chelsea Solis over at Hush Beauty Lounge. She's going to open up her new spot coming up downtown in
I
Kenosha.
can't
Coming
wait.
soon.
For that. It's almost. Dean's trying to use his new Ktown Connects koozie courtesy of the Lettering Machine. He's got it almost on his public brewing company beer. He's doing great.
So big thanks to Chelsea for supporting
Thank you,
the show.
Chelsea. And if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, it's just $2 a month. As low as $2 a month, you can access everything early.
Oh my goodness.
And you can get our bonus shows, and you can hear more about Dean being drunk and Jason and Donnie being drunk with Dean on the season finale.
That's ktownconnects.com.
Oh,
we have
Lord.
almost 3 hours of material here that
This
we're going
is
to be
so
on
good.
Patreon
This
only.
is how we end season 6
Oh,
with a
man.
drunken bang on a Friday night.
But this season couldn't have happened without these great sponsors we got,
I didn't sit
including.
around and drink with you guys.
I know we gotta hang out more.
So thanks to A Plus Mobility,
And About Time Movers,
law offices of Frank J. Parise,
Frank Steiner,
Shannon Franklin of Remax Elite,
Union Park Tavern,
Aaron
All those
Hunsinger
places.
of Age Did It,
Casey Family Option Funerals and Cremations,
Public Craft Brewing,
and the Lettering
Frank
Machine,
Port of Kenosha Beverage House,
Rocket Optical,
There.
Vintage Underground.
and Wink Beauty Boutique. Thank you so much to all our sponsors for the whole 32 episode season of 2024. We're going to go on a little break for a little bit. We're going to retool everything, but don't forget that we are your connection to Kenosha here on the Ktown Connects podcast. Jason, always a pleasure, and we've done so many
Donnie,
goddamn episodes.
It's been a glory to sit next to you for these 32 episodes throughout season, whatever it was, and
glory hole.
and the 846 episodes we've done total here
Yeah.
throughout the 27 seasons we've done the show. We've had a great time. We've talked to some amazing people, had some good times, had a few beers here and there, sometimes more than others.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask. It seems like we're trying to do something else here. It's trying to expand the world. We're trying to do something more. But what is it we're really trying to do?
Well, in today's world, with all the drama and all the craziness going on, we're doing it. We are connecting Kenosha.
Never wore headphones?
No, well, like
Not with a microphone in front of you?
yeah.